Alright, good evening everyone watching this on World Online Racing Channel. My name is Marchmeister and welcome to the season opening of WOR Season 13 Austrian Grand Prix. Today we have 18 people in this race or slash qualifying. Potentially one joining mid-quali, but we will see. But yeah. Season 13 is open in Tier 11, as we see our first car coming out, Ocean Cloth 108 in the McLaren. As I gonna just add things into my feed, if you don't mind. User interface, by the way. Alright, should be an interesting session so far. Projected to be dry, as far as I understand, in this session, as people are slowly but surely coming out of the pits, one by one. We are about to see the McLaren of Oceanic Cloth try and do his first flying lap of the season. As he crosses the finish line and starts his lap. Good execution of the apex on turn 1. Opens the DRS for the next straight, approaching turn 2. Uses most of the track on before turn 3. Decent apex. This is DRS again. Actually failed to see what Sextano did on first sector of his lap. But so far so tidy from the McLaren. Nice and smooth through that corner, 45.7 through the second sector. The approaches Jochen curve, which is turn 9 basically. Now he's approaching Red Bull Mobile, which is turn 10. Keeps it within track limits, and the time to beat is 105.9, set by McLaren. As Kirito just beaten RSF on Kirito, leading by almost 2 tenths, and at 5.7 from the Chinese driver. We see AlphaTauri approaching. I think he's starting his lap. Now the He's starting his lap. Shaft Master Flash did 105.6 on first flying lap, and back for Red Bull does 111.8. Lower 2000 pump, 106.3 from the Alfa Romeo driver. Really, I don't have a clue. Almost so recording for now with all the breakthrough on. He completes their laps. Other than the Ferrari coming up, yep. DRS Rossi P4 105.9 from him, missing out from P3 by 5 punches per second. So Corrigan approaches the start finish line and invalidated the, I believe, third sector. The WOR TV sets up the long from 1.2, and that improves on his banker lap and does 105.864. I'm gonna switch to Optimus Coven in the Alpine. Working the final 2 corners. This driver from Great Britain as WOR entry sets P6. decently cool P8. That's the line. 5.7, which puts him P3. Solid lap from him. Definitely. Watching Zirconium in the Alpha Tauri. Pushing the final corner. Side. Within the track limits. Crosses the line P4. 105.827 from the Alpha Tauri driver. I think Ferrari's approaching the final corner. That is DRS lofty, but I don't believe he's going to really. Yes, it is the so far, quite tight between the top 10, 800s. This is WOR at the end of the day. Everything is tight between the drivers. I also forgot to mention this is my commentary debut, so please don't be too harsh on me, please. I'm just taking this as a challenge. A Steadfast Moss, I think it does 119.5. Yes, he does. I think he invalidated in his first lap. On his second lap, I think he hesitated at some point on the track. As he puts up the fastest first sector. Although he has not much battery left on him, so I think he might hinder his chances to get to the police stop. We will see. As he turn 6, turn 6, but unfortunately invalidates on the exit and spins out and damages his front wing as a result. Looking to Mr. Frosty as he is about to finish his lap. To Red Bull Mobile he goes, keeps it within track limits, and it's P8 for Mr. Frosty right there. Former Tier 11 champion. Actually current Tier 11 champion. But it was dissolved before it reached the after season. Thank you, Tom Clark. I'm trying my best. It's not easy to do this. It's about doing it multiple times. So yeah, you need to be confident. This kind of things. If you do it multiple times. As more times you do it, you get more confident at it. I think I missed RSF on Kirito doing a provisional pole position lap with 105.321. So yeah, just look. So Kurgan's on his Alpha, but I think he's might have also let go of someone behind him, or just put up on his push lap, beginning of the push lap. As Dora 2000 pound retired from the session, I believe it was an AlphaTauri. I think he might have either retired by himself or crashed out. I could not, unfortunately, see that. As we watch AG Syndicate, he's currently in P4, but I don't believe he's on his first lap, so we'll see someone else. As WOR Andrew improves to P10 with 106.050. KMZ Cool is doing 6, good exit within the white line, and it drops it on turn 7, I believe. Fortunate for us, the Martin driver. I'm watching the road mentor right now in the house. Kinda hesitating on turn 7. Final turn 8. Approaching the final corner. Will he keep it clean? Yes, he does. Goes to Purple Mobile. And unfortunately invalidates due to crossing the white lines on the exit of turn 10. Therefore, the lap won't count for him. Someone else. Master Flash. I think he invalidated, which is good. What about Zirconium? As the Lord just took the P2, goes to P2 with 105.5. And Zirconium backs out of this lap. It looks like. As Gunners, I believe, comes to P14 after finishing his first line lap. And Jack jumping to P2 ahead of the Lord TV. And just missing out by 600 to RSF1 Dorito 48. And that's Moss, who's trying to get the balance, tries to understand this balance of the car through the certain corners of this track, which he struggled with so far in this session. This is the RS Rossi 46 from Hungary in the Ferrari, doing his first second flying lap of the session. He keep it within the white lines, he does, and what's the lap gonna be? It's gonna be 105.525, he improved by 700, and that promotes him into the P4 as a result. And it's at 105.7, it's promoted to P6. So Shannon Cloud would be invalidated in this lap, unfortunately. Tried to do his best another lap, I believe, but I think he was much slower than his 6.3. It's by quite a margin. As we watch Kenzie Cool. First lap, and he drops it on turn 7. Yet another driver struggling through this section of the track. It is very difficult to go through this corner. It requires patience on the throttle for sure. Some of the drivers are struggling with at the moment to accomplish that. Masters just done something that's one is sense, but maybe I'll try again, who knows. Actually, now he won't be invalidated this lap as well. So we watch our Timmins go wide at turn 3, trying to improve on his lap on the first set of tires. Goes with gear, but unfortunately makes a mistake, and it's gonna be a waste of an opportunity, I guess, but maybe not a waste, but a failed opportunity to improve from his side. Mr. Frosty quite wide at the exit of turn 9, but the game allowed him to get away with it, and he gets P3 from it. Lovely job by the year 11 champion of season 12. Gunners is doing his lap as well, or just doing this one or the other. And that is his own lap. Yes, it is indeed. Alright, let's see if Kirito improves from 105.3. Turn 1, well executed, hugs the outside before the turn 2. Doesn't use the most of the drag before turn 3. Good apex there. The button. Keeps the line quite tidy. Approaches turn 4. And he misses the apex quite a bit, but then I think he eventually backs out of it as a result. No one else is really on the on-lap. I think Steadfast Master Style is not so much for him. White wide on the turn 1 apex. Exit is quite within the track limits, so he should not have a problem finishing his lap so far. So approaches 3. Very good on that corner. That's his apex cut on turn 4, approaching turn 6. Quite a bit wide, still relatively okay. The fast match figure finally got through turn 7. Can he do much better lap than he did previously? And that is almost a guarantee. It's up to him to do that eventually, and I think he will. But it is still P18 from him with 107.162. This Mercedes approaching the finish line is Jack Master Flash, who crosses the line P4, improves by 0.05 of a second. And this is up by almost 2 tenths to Rito, who I believe is disconnected from the server, but as we have 50 seconds, not even seconds. At the end of the qualifying session. Hello. It is any assist tier 11. If you are curious about that one. Basically, you can use any assists in this tier. That fast mouse does his second flying line and improves to B14 with 106.081. I think session is just ended. I think AlphaTauri is approaching the final. As the Chromium goes onto the provisional pole position with 105.269. A lot of people are crossing the line now. Andrew is P10, and 10 is P11, Kirito P3. CRS Rossi, P9 with 105.525. We're watching steady further at the moment. He is on board. I think the Red Bull is one of the Red Bulls next to the first line. As Jack takes the provisional pole position away from Zirconium with 105.1. Unbelievable stuff. Gunners 27 jumps to P10, jumps Andrew and Artemis for that position. The other Alpinist, no, it's Williams actually. Sedmas must finishing his lap with 105.9 in P15. As Syndicate goes P3 with 105.290. McLaren finished his lap, Oceanic Cloth with P14 in the end. We are watching Sovico again. Racing line is, you can have racing line going on this tier. It is not forbidden to use it. Like I said, it's any assist, so you can use any assist on this tier. Whichever you want, whichever you are comfortable with. So, yeah. That's how. I mean, if you're interested to join, you are welcome to join by signing up to the WOR. As we conclude our qualifying with Jack, the recent reserve edition, going P1 with 105.1. followed by Zirconium, AG Syndicate from Netherlands, Kirito, Soviet Corrigan, Mr. Frosty, Jeff Master Flash, Lord CV, CRS Frosty Gunners, Andrew, Artemis, Sky Scots, Oceanic, Steadfast Moss, Dora, Kenzie, Rogue, and I think I missed someone else, I'm not sure, but we will find this one out. What penalties will be for extending a turn 9? I personally don't know. I haven't checked the rules, to be honest, but I believe if someone takes the offense to it, then I believe he might. Although it's qualifying, I don't believe he. I mean, I actually don't know, to be honest. He might get the penalty, he might not get the penalty. It depends on if someone takes an issue to it. But yeah, time will tell. As it looks like it's going to be an overcast session, at least for the beginning of this race. It's tough to say which tires people are not going to use for the start. Just like in real F1, you don't have to use the tire you qualified and set the fastest lap on. This rule has been now removed from the F1, and in this game I think that's also the case. So people are allowed to choose for whichever tire they want to start this race from. So yeah. Oh jeez, I'm sweating. As the countdown to the start to the formation lap is about to begin, as Kirito yet again lost the connection to this session. Let's hope that he gets back in time for the start, or at least lap 1 or 2. Oh, there's no formation lap, it's let's out and away we go, and it is an even start for both of the drivers. Someone spun it, the Syndicate in the Red Bull who spun, but Zirconium trying to take the lead from Jack. Jack covers it. Then there is Frosty and Kirito. Frosty passes Kirito's Ghost, so Corrigan is about to pass him in P5, and he takes P4. I think he just ghosted because of the contact with Mr. Frosty, as people are dropping backwards, upwards, and downwards. As you can see on the timing pages, I guess. No, timing, I don't know what it's called, my bad. I should be educated about this. But yeah, pretty much everyone starts on mediums except for Raul, who's on softs, Andrew, who's on mediums, and Oceanic Clark. And I think Jeff Master Flash got called up to the turn lap 1 skirmish. And he dropped the very bottom of the field. Here was Mr. Corrigan. He was 2 tenths behind Mr. Frosty. Tried to take the pressure on him. So far, he's not going to pass him. As we see Frosty closing in on Zirconium in P2. But I think he will wait for DRS. But unfortunately I think he might have a problem with overtaking him because of his battery. Yeah. So far Jack is in the lead, Zirconium, Frosty, Corrigan, Lord, Gunners, Artemis, who gained a lot of positions. Yeah. 5 positions for Artemis. Steadfast Moss, my bad. Takes 7 positions from the start. 7 positions came from Dora. Sky Scots in 3. Raul with 8. qualifying. Rogue Mender with 6 positions, Thank You lost 3 because of his mediums, not mediums, hards, my bad. Kenzie Cole with 3 positions gained, and Syndicate Kurito, Jeff, Master Flash, Rusty, and Oceanic Cloth losing out because of either connection problems or the lap 1 skirmishes. So yeah, commiserations to those 5 drivers on this race. Once again, my bad, I should not be doing this. DRS has been activated, and as we can see, Zirconium is 6/10 away, 7/10 away from Jack in P1. Meanwhile, behind Corrigan is quite close to Mr. Frosty. Also, the Lord is running on the action for potentially taking 1 place higher out of one of those drivers as the both Corrigan and Lord. I think that's what I'm looking for. A bit of pressure on the Frosty, but unfortunately Corrigan loses out to Lord, and Lord jumps up to P4. He will have DRS for this straight. He'll try and overtake Mr. Frosty in the Mercedes. Not quite, he's too far away to execute this overtake. As Artemis just spun at the exit of turn 6 before turn 7 and loses a lot of positions for sure. Very, very unfortunate for Artemis there. WOR debut for him, and he just got relegated because of his own mistake to P17, as we have a first time penalty of this race by Raul BTW, who gets 3 seconds for multiple track limit violations. But he is quite close to the people like Sky Scott and Thor to pump, as Kirito just retired from the race. He retired from the race, and there was also WOR Andrew involved in this. Very unfortunate for both of these drivers, and that looks like at least a virtual safety car. I cannot see on my feed, on the broadcast feed. It tells me that is at least a virtual safety car. But yeah, it looks like it's a full safety car, my bad. It is a full safety car deployed, which is understandable considering the car retired on the track. And that was pretty much a no-brainer decision. Well, let's see if anyone wanna go gamble and go into the pits, which, I mean, it is quite early to do that, considering that you are driving with a somewhat fresh mediums. Raw B2W actually chooses to pit from the softs. We'll see to which tire he is going to switch to. I see he's going to switch to hard tires for the restart, as he will rejoin. It looks like B16 as a result of him pitting into the safety car. So yeah, Jack is still, after 6 laps of this race, still in the lead from Zirconium, Mr. Frosty, Lord TV, Sovic Corrigan, Gunners, Steadfast Moss, Dora, Sky Scots, Rogue Mender, AAG Syndicate, Jackmaster Flash, who got from the bottom of the field to P12. The one time, I believe, tier 11 champion he was at one point. I need to check my research. I just did research on all of the drivers, I should know. Can you unplug the mic and then back in? Yeah, okay, sure, I'll try. In a second. plugged my mic back in. Is it any better? Let me know. Okay, where was that? Yeah, Kenzie Cool P13, Artemis P14, Andrew after his, I believe, involved in the next, and I actually don't know if he was involved, but he was probably a collider in a way of reasonable time. He's P15, Raul P16, Shane Cloth, and CLS Rossi is dead last, and he is going into the pits for the change of tires. Maybe he won't change it if he wants, but I don't think he needs to change his right now. He's going to switch to the hard compound tires for the restart. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I don't think I can do anything about it, unfortunately, if that's the case. I sincerely apologize if I have any audio issues, but I work with what I have, so unfortunately that's how it is. The microphones and audios and stuff. From my side, Mr. Dylan Warren is surprised about Raul Sky Scots instead. Yeah, they quite benefited from this chaos which happened in the few laps. Sure. I think it should be the last lap for the safety car. Comes back into the pits to restart this action. I'd be quite surprised if it didn't. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how the strategy is going to unfold after the restart. Obviously you have like Andrew and Raul and Rossi on the hard tires. They could gain up quite a bit of positions by staying out longer on the hard tires, and we got the message from race control that the safety car is going to be in this lap. So yeah, we'll see how Jack is gonna handle the safety car's restart against the people ahead of Alexa Zerconi and Frosty Lord. So the Gunners, Steadfast Moss, Dora, Sky Scots, Rogue, Chefmaster Bash, Artemis Kenzie, Andrew, Raul, Oceanic, Syndicate, and Rossi. As he slowly but surely approaches the final corner, and restart is underway. Jack is pulling away quite well from Zirconium. Frosty and Lord Corrigan, all of the people are so far in the mix for at least this lap. Any potential battles? Yes, there is one. Syndicate and Raul. Syndicate passes Raul for P. No, it's actually Oceanic. What am I thinking? It's, yeah, Cloth has been overtaken by Syndicate for P15, and he's trying to overtake Raul for P14, and he does so with his medium tires, but Raul's going to come back at him, but not quite, as Syndicate keeps his position, as there was an issue in the front as Rogue lost positions. It might be something with him and with the car, either behind him or ahead of him, that caused this one. We have a spinner. It is Oceanic Cloth who drops to the very back of the grid. Commiserations there for the driver in McLaren as Rogue goes into the pits for repairs. How is it looking at the front of the grid? It looks like Jack is controlling the pace and the lead from the AlphaTauri of Zirconium, who I believe is making his WOR debut tonight. So far he's doing so well in P2 for his talents. Although I don't know, I haven't raced Zirconium personally, I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure he's doing very well in his World Online Racing debut. Frosty is also quite close to the back, so is Lord and Soviet Gunners. There's a wider train from 1st to 11th, as we have another yellow flag in this syndicate who has been turned around either by himself or by someone else. I can't say for sure what happened there. The DRS has just been activated for lap 11. Zirconium, Frosty, Lord, Corrigan, Gunners. But that's not didn't quite get the DRS unfortunately, so it's 6 drivers trying to the leadership of the race. Trying to see if anyone is going to quite close to making an overtake, but doesn't look like it is the case, unfortunately. And it's also quite difficult to overtake in this DRS train unless you use quite a lot of battery. Jack actually has quite a good enough amount of battery at the moment. Definitely has more than Zirconium. But Zirconium closes in on him a little bit. We approach the finish line. We're lap 12. Zirconium will he be able to catch up to Jack this lap? As he has problem into turn 1 exit and he loses a bit of time as Lord has overtaken, and so Corrigan as well have also overtaken Frosty, but Frosty is going to fight back for P4. He's on the inside, keeps enough respect to Corrigan on the outside and takes the position back. As Sovi is going to try and fight it. He has almost no battery on him, but he won't able to take jump. But what happened to Jack? Jack has lost 2 positions already to Lord, who's P2 now, and now Zirconium who takes the lead. Oh my goodness. DRS is actually quite helped out a lot, and also the ERS helped out the both drivers, Lord and Zirconium. I'm not sure if Jack also made a mistake, but good job by the Lord. And what happened there, as we have Lord spun round after turn 10, losing P2 and dropping to P14 instead. Oh no. That is very, very unfortunate for Lord, who was in such a good position, but unfortunately has to drop down because of what happened at turn 10 exit. Soviet Corrigan has DRS, is trying to get Mr. Frosty for P3. Think about the inside move, not quite. He decides to think better of it. And it was also quite close behind these 2. But yeah, Zirconium so far has pulled away from the DRS of Jack. Frosty is 2 seconds behind. Soviet Corrigan and Gunners are gonna pressurize Frosty into losing the position. Depends. It will depend, of course, if Frosty is gonna withstand it. He doesn't have much battery to fight it though. Corrigan has just a little bit more than Frosty. Gunner has quite a lot, but unfortunately there wasn't that DRS, no DRS strength. I'm just watching Corrigan at the moment. Will he try again to get the overtake on Frosty? But Frosty had a better exit at turn 3. And unfortunately I don't think he can be able to do anything about it in turn 4. As Jackmaster Flashes jumped up to P7 ahead of Dora. But or Izzy, they're fighting side by side at the moment. Jackmaster Flash on the inside. Takes it, P7. Dora's having a bit of a battery at the moment. He has little to no battery to fight. Excuse me. Jackmaster Flash is on the same situation as well at the moment. Let's watch again if any improvements in terms of who shoots. My controller just fell down. Yeah, they are quite a position change at the moment. This door just went to the bits for the change of the tires. Presumably mediums, I don't know. We'll see. It is medium tires on the Alfa Romeo of Dora 200 pump. As Zirconium Jack takes back the lead from Zirconium. Jack takes back the lead from the sister teams, Alpha Tauris. Driver Zirconium. And unfortunately there was no any improvements in terms of situation with the P3 fight between Frosty, Gorgon and Gunners. Artemis quite close for P9, but I saw Raul, I would say Kenzie for P10, as Raul is storming to the potential points finish unless things happen which will compromise it. I need to get used to this, I'm pretty sure about that one. Jack has better acceleration through the turn 3 exit. Zirconium, I don't believe he's going to be able to overtake in turn 4. That's for sure. As we see Jackmaster Flash closing in on Steadfast Moss, but no smoke, no cigar from him. Gorgon's quite close to Mr. Frosty, but just not much overtaking opportunities in this section of the track for sure. Gunners is also quite close. As Corrigan is going to go into the solo Gunners. As Jack, the race leader, goes into the pits for the switch of the hard tires. It will be interesting to see which position he rejoins. He slowed down, he rejoined and slowed down, I think Gunners behind him, but Jack will rejoin in, it looks like, P7. We'll see if Zirconium fits. Will Zirconium fit in the next lap? That we will have to wait and see, obviously, as there is not much gap in terms of or potential overtakes in any of these drivers. Rognan there is quite close to CRS Rossi, who is taking at the moment. Not quite. We have a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3 edges. It is Kenzie Cool who lost the car and dropped to 8th position, as Jackmaster Flash just got disqualified for whatever reason, and Kenzie just spins again and loses his front wing. He has to need a front wing change for sure, and that is essentially points in the mud for the driver of the Aston Martin, and for the also take the salt in the wound. 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit line, and he retires from the session altogether. Very, very unlucky from him there. As we saw Jack, I think, undercut, I should say, Zirconium for P4. in this race. So yeah, Jack essentially has the lead of the race before Andrew and Sky Scott, who just before on lap 17 to make its tire switch. And see where he drops down eventually. As Jack is closing in on WOR, Andrew F1 versus favorite Twitch streamer WOR Andrew. Doesn't quite get the DRS on this straight after turn 3. He is closing in on him, that's for sure. I mean, 2 lap hards against 18 lap hards. This is not much of a fight, unfortunately, for Andrew to survive and keep the position. So we're seeing a 4-car train involving Mr. Frosty, Raul, Sylvie, and the Gunners trying to hustle for that potential P4, P5, P6 position. Who knows? There's also a train of Steadfast Moss, Dora, and Artemis in for the car P8. And we'll see how it can go. We're about to see Jack make his overtake on Andrew, and Andrew doesn't really fight it. He understands that it's not his fight at this point in time, and Jack takes back the lead from Andrew. Andrew coming and closes in on Andrew as well, but not to the point where he could make an overtake. Also stating that the Billy Corrigan has DRS, but he's too far away as Gunners and Raul fight for P6 and Gunners overtake Raul for P6. Well, it's tough as Artemis and Dora fight for P9. Artemis, I think, overtake Dora for that position, and he also closes in on Steadfast Moss in P8. Result. Viconian is on the push, but take P2 from Andrew. A much better exit on those pressure tires as Jack sets the fastest lap with 1:07.748, and Viconian completes the overtake on Ferrari. I mean, we'll see if Andrew fights back. He has DRS, he has battery, but he doesn't have tires under him to really make this come back to the second position. Sylvie Corrigan on Mr. Frosty, still not able to overtake Mr. Frosty for P4. He's close for sure, but not close enough to make an overtake. As Artemis just jumps Steadfast Moss, and there is an incident between Steadfast Moss and Artemis, and Dora just goes past him. What has happened there between these two? And Artemis is going to take this position back from Dora. And he takes back the P8. What has happened there between Steadfast Moss and Artemis? It's hard to say. As Andrew is finding to do different tires, switch to mediums for Ferrari driver from Scotland. As he drop, where exactly is he going to drop? I don't know really, as we have a spinner in turn after turn 8. And that is AG Syndicate, who has had a shocker of a race. The start spin, another introducer plate, I cannot remember off the top of my head, and now this spin after turn. Gunners currently P4 after, I believe, something happened to Mr. Foster. Something has happened to Mr. Foster. I'm not sure what happened exactly. I should work on this, I know. But yeah, Frosty lost positions. for 3 of the drivers who are behind him. Dennis is going to fight Sophie Kurgan for that final podium position on lap 23. He has the DRS. Does he have battery? Enough battery? Not quite. Not quite. Because Oregon has 52% of battery and Venezuela has around 30. But it is closer to him after turn 3. Question is, will he go opportunistic to make the move on the inside? Now he thinks better of it. He thinks better of this move. As there is a 3-way scrap for P8 between 2 Williams drivers, Sky Scott, Alfa Romeo and P8 in as Steadfast Moss overtakes Scott for P9, possibly executing the team orders, who the hell knows. And Steadfast Moss gets a better exit on the after turn 6, and he will be able to take the position from him, from the door, and P8 is sealed for Steadfast Moss at the moment. Sky Scott is going to try down the inside of turn 9. This is not really opportunistic. This is not really a move to corner to make a move on, but he tried. Also, the door gave him enough respect, but we're still ahead. Meanwhile, Scott is going to try down the inside. They're side by side through there, and Scott loses backhand, which results in Andrew taking the 10th place instead. Will Andrew try and overtake Dora for P9? No. But Dora goes way wide, and loses the position to Andrew. And Andrew seals P9 on those fresh mediums. Unbelievable stuff for these 3 drivers involved in this situation. Jack is quite comfortable in the lead. Maybe not as comfortable as you think, but he is quite far away from DRS for Zirconia to get DRS. But we just saw Gunners take V3 from the AlphaTauri of Sovi, and I think there is a safety car because Kenzie Cool, I think, might have just. No, Kenzie Cool retired in the pits. What am I on about? There was something happening at turn. I don't know what am I even saying? What am I even saying? Yeah, there is a safety car. As a lot of people are pitting for softs now. Felix Rossi, Mender, Dora, Scott, the Lord, Oceanic Law, and Syndicate are pitting for the different set of tires. Oceanic Law actually goes to use a set of mediums for the final 11 laps this race. They could last 19 laps, but I don't think the performance is going to be there for those tires. As we saw, at least the front 4 going to the pits. Jack is switching to the soft tires. What is Zirconium going to do? Switch to softs. Goes behind Jack is... Yeah, he drops out down to P2. Gunners, Sovi, Raoul, all switch to soft tires. Andrew is staying out on the somewhat fresh mediums. Oh, where he's going to end up? He's going to end up in P3 at the end. He just jumps Gunners for this position. As we see Artemis and Frosty as well fit for the soft tires, and so there's Steadfast Moss, who are into the pits for the tire change. He rejoins in P11 just outside the points position behind the Haas of Rogue and Mender. So yeah, safety car for the second time in this race. Jack still in the lead. There were quite a few instances where he lost it to the AlphaTauri of Zirconium, but he for the most part, has been solid in keeping that first place. It'll be interesting to see how WOR Andrew is gonna perform on those tires until the end, considering the softs are not as durable in this game as far as I know in comparison to last year. But everything can happen in WOR, that is for sure. Let me check the penalties, by the way. With how many penalties do we have? How many seconds? People feel like we have Raul on 3 seconds. What happened there? I saw Corrigan just go completely wide. And what just happened? I think we might have lost connection to the server, to the session. To be honest with you, something just happened that resulted in this session ending for at least on my screen, but I don't know. I'm not sure really what happened. I'll try to come back, but I don't know. I'll catch up to you later when try to come back. Yes, we are back. Apologies for this one. Oh, fuck. Shoot. Apologies for this lengthy issues. I presume I just disconnected completely from the session. Thankfully I was able to come back. We just lost out like a few laps for sure. We just lost 4 laps of the action right there. Which, yeah, I own up to that one. It's my fault. Yeah, let's see what has happened so far. As Jack is still in the lead, Zirconian P2, Andrew is still P3, Gunners P4, Soviet Corrigan P5, Raul went completely wide at the exit of turn 10, Frosty P7, Artemis P8, Mender P9, Steadfast Moss P10, followed by TV, Lord TV, Roar 200, Sky Scots, EG Syndicate, CRS Rossi, Oceanic Cloth 108 in last place, unfortunately, mediums. As I think there's something happened at the back, as there was apparently another severe collision with Artemis and Steadfast Moss, as he just received a 5-second penalty. Down the inside goes Doro on Steadfast Moss, and there's another collision between Steadfast Moss and AG Syndicate. There's a lot unfolding in this race of Tier 11 in WOR. This is very unfortunate for those involved in the incident. Very, very unfortunate, as door pump just went completely wide at the exit of turn 9 and was bounced and resolved. As WOR TV is going to try and pounce for P7 as Rogue spun and drops down places. Meanwhile, Zirconium is very close to the rear of Jack. He's going to have DRS, he's going to have battery too. Trying to overtake. They are equal on battery. He's not really using battery, neither is Zirconium, and the position stay as it is. As Gunners has overtaken Sovi on the inside for P4. Good stuff for the Alfa Romeo driver of Gunners 27. Zirconium is gonna try again to get the lead from Jack. He's 3/10 down on him. But he gets a horse exit out of the turn 1. He loses time to Jack, and he should not be losing time if he wants to get this position. He's gaining on him though, not enough to trying to make a move. As Steadfast Moss retires in the pits after such a disappointing race from him, involved in the multiple accidents. It's typically where Artemis in the LP, running with P12 of these, it would take Oceanic Clock for P11. Toby, Raoul, Frosty, all of those drivers are going to fight for P4. The moment of 3, yes, I think it's that as ounces, ounces, another mistake. Why can't we retire in the box? Anyway, Zirconium, another attempt. He has 4 more laps to attempt to try to take the lead from Jack. He's still losing time out there in turn 1, exit. He is gaining for sure. He needs to use his battery to fight, but he's not using it. Maybe he's just anticipating until the last lap to make the final move. Who knows? As there are a couple of position changes. Gunners and Slowly are changing positions back and forth. P4 and P5 and Frosty comes Raoul for P6. Lord is also quite close to Raoul in P7. Let me just catch up to these 4 drivers or 5 very quickly. So yeah, Logan is close to Gunners. He is close, but so is Zirconium, who still cannot get the better exit than Jack in corners. 3 more laps to accomplish this. Zirconium's getting closer, he's getting closer, he's getting closer, he's getting closer. He's alongside him, takes the inside line, and he takes the position, and also has the RS. But Jack is going to fight back. He's going to use his battery to fight. But Zirconium has the RS, which will help him retain the position over Jack. As Sovi and Connor still fighting for that P4 intensively. They are side by side before turn 6. Who's going to take the P4 for now? It is going to be Gunners for now, as AG Syndicate has retired from the race. It looks like he crashed out after turn 3. But yeah, we have a lot of things unfolding at the moment. Jack is now going to try and take back the lead. He has more than 50% battery to fight against the AlphaTauri ahead of him. Uses the RS, not going to use battery just yet to try and close in on him. He's just waiting patiently for the right time to pounce, and I think it's going to be this time where he's going to try and pounce. He has the RS. He doesn't exactly... He actually doesn't have the RS. Okay. Never mind. Ignore me. But yeah, Jack is definitely us. There is Sovi Corrigan and Mr. Frosty fighting for P5. Frosty's on the inside. Sovi Corrigan pushes him! He pushes him out of the track. And that helps Mr. Oh my god, I can't speak. The Lord TV to gain P5 from this skirmish between these two drivers. As Raul now closes in on him. As we approach the last lap of Austrian Grand Prix, the season opening Grand Prix of season 13, tier 11 Xbox, WOR. Jack is still gonna wait for that right moment to bounce. Using the RS there. Not using battery quite yet, but he's getting closer, But Zirconium at one moment tried to think about covering the inside, but far away anyway. This might be the final opportunity for Jack to pounce. He's using his battery, he's using the RS, really able to overtake him. As he goes down the inside, not quite. Zirconium outbreaks him and he keeps the position. Jack is quite close though. Jack is quite close. They're approaching turn 6. Zirconium has a better exit there. Now it's turn 7. Turn 7 and they're quite equal in terms of the traction, but Jack uses his battery to gain on him. Maybe he will try to do it in turn 9. Not quite. Not quite. Turn 10 is too far, and this is gonna mean that Z Zirconium in the AlphaTauri is gonna win the season opening Austrian Grand Prix, followed by Jack, WOR Andrew, 15 lap mediums, paid off in the end, got in the final podium position. Gunners P4, Sovi Corrigan, Lord TV, Mr. Frosty, Raul. Actually Artemis got P8 because of the penalties of the others. Oceanic P9, Raul P10 at the end with penalties, Roadmender 11, Fedora Pump P12, and we are just waiting for CRS Rossi 46 to finish his race. As Sky Scott's apparently DNF'd on that last lap, which is unfortunate too, especially on the last lap to retire in this kind of scenario. There you go. This was quite a good race to watch. I just wish I had better commentating which I apologize for. I feel poor performance from mine. But I guess you live and you learn. You live and you learn, I guess, essentially. So, yeah. But yeah, once again, congrats to Zirconium on this win as we take the lead in the championship in tier 11, my bad. That was an accident. Yeah, I wanted to list out the finishing order, but unfortunately I'm I'm not gonna be able to do this anymore. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this race. Be sure to follow World Online Racing, follow, subscribe, join on such social platforms as Discord, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, maybe not Instagram. But yeah, follow, subscribe, join WOR. And also, if you want, if you so wish, you can follow, subscribe to me, Marchmeister, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time for WOR Tier 11. Have fun.